Supporters of the All Progressive Congress and the People's Democratic Party in Plateau State have clashed over the appeal court judgment that nullified the election of Gov Muftwang, making it his third opposition governor to be sacked by the Court of Appeal. The court declared APC's candidate, Danat, the winner, the winner of the governorship election. The clash occurred when PDP supporters invaded the secretariat, junction flyover, where supporters of APC had gathered to celebrate the judgment. Joining us now on the morning show is Danat Walshak, Barminas, a lawyer representing the People's Democratic Party, PDP. At first, number one, tell us your defense, of the PDP as regards this judgment. And secondly, tell us your own side, because if I'm to ask an APC person, they'll have another side to this clash that happened.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
And good morning, viewers. Thank you for having me. And as rightly introduced, my name is Danat Walshak Barminas. Please, before I go further, humbly permit me to state that I am not here to review the judgment of any court. We are here to offer our analysis, our opinions. We are free, after judgment is being given, to agree and disagree respectfully. Yes, sir, the issue on the Plateau I would like to categorize the issue into two. One, whether the PDP is actually in disobedience to any court order or judgment for the conduct of repeat fresh Congress on the Plateau. Then secondly, whether the petitioner's petition on the Plateau border on pre-election matter or both pre- and post-election matter. Now, let me quickly delve into the first issue. I make bold to say that there is no any disobedience of court order by the PDP on the Plateau. It's quite unfortunate that a lot of misrepresentation of facts, a lot of conspiracy, falsehood, and lies have gone very, very wild. And I'm happy that with the media, by the time we put forth our facts and our brothers on the other side put forth their facts, we will be able to know the issues, what the issues are actually. Now, on the Plateau, sir, there were two congresses. This is an established fact that none of the parties can argue about. One, the first Congress that was held in 2020. Secondly, a repeat Congress that was held on 25th September 2021. Now, the judgment, there is only one judgment that nullified any Congress of Plateau. Only one judgment. And that judgment was delivered in 2020 by Honorable Justice Gang of the Plateau State High Court. After that judgment was delivered in 2020, and PDP was ordered to conduct fresh congresses, first into the State Executive Council. There are a lot of misrepresentation. On some quarters, people will tell you that it was supposed to be Congress for what? For local government and state. No, that is not the position. The person that got the judgment is a former House of Reps member, and his name is Honorable Bitrus Kazi. Bitrus Kazi contested for the state chairman of PDP and not for any local government or ward election. So it is commonsensical to know that he could not have had the virus to challenge any ward or local government. So it is I don't know, it is very ridiculous when people tell you that the judgment of 2020 gotten by Honorable Kazi was for the conduct of well, what congresses, local government congress? No, it's what strictly for state congresses. After that judgment was delivered. Now, fast forward to 2021, when the Plateau State Independent Electoral Commission wanted to conduct elections for the 70 local governments. And at that time, the PDP National had dissolved the State Executive Council led by Honorable Hassan. So PDP sought to present candidates for local government election. And they were denied on the basis that they were in disobedience to court order. At that time, PDP went to court to challenge the power of PLASIC. The power of PLASIC to deny them participation in that Congress. That matter was instituted in 2021. That was even before the election. And before September 2021, that is the time the PDP had the second Congress. Before September, all parties have argued their procedures. Final addresses were filed and only awaiting judgment. Then on 25th September, PDP had a repeat Congress. PDP had a repeat Congress on 25th September 2021.
Barminas.
But at that time,
Can I interject here?
Okay, you can.
Yeah. A television
Okay,
house,
you can come in, sir.
A television house is not a place to come and plead facts and prove facts. Those facts have been pleaded already. They've been proven already in court. And
yes,
the
sir.
court has ruled.
Yes.
And some of those facts that you are now throwing up form the substance of the ruling of the Court of Appeal. Justice Frida Willemsdal said first that the Congress that was ordered by court, that the PDP did not comply with the order of court, which is a grave offense, that compliance with court order is sacrosanct. Let me finish. She said that the evidence... Hold on, just let me remind you of what the court said, so that you don't keep reopening the case on television. She said that the video evidence that was provided...
Yes, I've said I'm not here to review.
Did not show a proper Congress was held in compliance with court order, and that 12 local government areas were excluded. 2, the court was very categorical in saying that the tribunal, which originally found in favor of Gov Muftwang, arrived at its ruling in error because he did not look at certain important details, particularly evidence. The court ruled that pre-election and post-election matters can be considered by the court, relying on a previous judgment. And then, of course, Justice Waziri concurred with the lead judgment, and Justice Okon Abang also concurred and said a political party with no structure. This is the position by that Court of Appeal, that the PDP has no structure,
by that
and that you cannot go into an election without having a structure, which was the same ruling in the case of Simon Nwagdom, Napoleon Bali, Benila, and the House of Reps members from Jos North, Jos South, Jos North, Jos South, Jos East, and Bassa. So, what did you expect at the Court of Appeal? So don't reopen the case. So, wasn't the ruling
I'm not
expected?
reopening that case, and I have said I am not here to review, sir, I am not here to review any court. In that decision that you mentioned, you make mention of the fact that the court, the Court of Appeal of recent, made reference to a repeat Congress. But the court, in making reference to that repeat Congress, held that 12 local governments did not participate. Am I right? Doctor, are you with me, sir?
Yeah, you said who did not participate.
Hello, sir, are you with me?
They said, the court said that the Congress was not holistic.
That
in compliance with court order.
Good. Now the question Yes, the caution now, the court has given its decision. I'm not here to review it. But the caution that we all should ask ourselves is, before this court, was there any regular court that make a pronouncement nullifying the Second Congress? Secondly, the participant in the Second Congress, the Honorable Bitrus Kaze, who got the first judgment, did he approach the court to complain? At the tribunal that awarded judgment in favor of PDP and Governor Muftwang, the court held that before us is an evidence of repeat Congress.
Okay, hold on.
However, we cannot place. Hold on. The court held that we cannot place any. Okay, yes, I'm here.
Is an appellate court duty bound?
Yes.
Or can it be bound by the ruling of a lower court? Because you are saying a court before, that's a high court you are referring to. This is court of appeal, saying that this is the evidence before us.
Sir, see, can you hear me?
I'm listening.
There are differences between the jurisdiction. Jurisdiction is very important here. Jurisdiction of a tribunal and jurisdiction of a regular court. Now, we are talking about the jurisdiction of a tribunal, whether sitting at court of first instance, court of appeal, or at Supreme Court. Now, the issue of the Second Congress was not challenged before the regular courts. There is only one regular court that make a pronouncement on the repeat Congress, and that was the Federal High Court, just that indeed there was a compliance. And that judgment of regular court was affirmed by the Court of Appeal in Jos. That judgment was affirmed. Now we are not even talking about disobedience now, because I see that we are not talking about the repeat Congress. Even the tribunal and the Court of Appeal at the post-election state now delve into the issue of validity of the Second Congress, of the repeat Congress. If you go to section 285, the question you ask for yourself is that, where are the party members that are aggrieved by the Second Congress? Where are they? Are they before the tribunal? Those people that you say were excluded, they are just local government escorts of the party. The question Nigeria should ask ourselves is that, did those people that were excluded, did they complain before the court that we were excluded? Did Bitrus Kaze, who was the person that got the first judgment, said, yes, there was a Second Congress, but I am not still satisfied? Did he complain? I call on you to call on the opposition, our brothers on the other side, and any other person, to give you any one single document. We are aspirants, not only party members, aspirants in the repeat Congress complain. The question we should ask ourselves, if the aspirants themselves in the Second Congress did not complain, is it APC that will now complain? So you can now see that the issue is not the question of disobedience again. We forget about judgment of 2020. We are talking about the Congress of 2021. A Congress that has not been pronounced illegal by the regular courts. I want you to take the difference between regular courts and election petition tribunal. And that is just the case of the PDP. Regular courts and election petition tribunal. Are you with me, sir?
I've heard you.
Okay. So you've stated...
That is the case of the PDP. The case is that no member of PDP had complained. If no member of PDP had complained, the court, with due respect, I respect their decision. With due respect, they have done their job. With due respect, if the participant in the Second Congress, in the repeat Congress, had not gone to court to complain, and if the regular courts have not given a judgment nullifying the Second Congress, no matter how bad it is, in the eye of the law, it is legal. The extent of the compliance. See, there was a similar judgment to this. Several judgments. The one for Honorable Balami. Even the court, that's the Court of Appeal. The Court of Appeal. So court order, disobedience. If you're talking about disobedience to court order, you go to regular courts. You don't come before an election petition tribunal, which has a very a very restricted jurisdiction to talk about compliance or non-compliance. But the fact here is that I am even telling you that I want you to investigate. Please don't take my facts. Don't take my facts for the way they are. I want you to investigate. Go and find out whether the participants in the second Congress, whether they approach any court, and find out whether any regular court, either any regular court had ever given a decision nullifying the repeat Congress. That is just the case of the PDP. And please, I want to beg you and beg all Nigerians. We can approach all the courts in just here in order to make, get at the truth. In order to get at the truth. Because there is a lot of conspiracies, with due respect. I'm not saying on the part of the lawyers, and on the part of our colleagues, our brothers from the other side.
Are you impugning on the credibility of the court by saying that? I
am not impugning on the court, but on our brothers, there is a lot of, they misled the court. They misled the court. The court must have arrived at that judgment per incurium. No any human being is above mistake. Yes, there are some judgments that can be reached in error. But the fact is that we need to concern ourselves. Does this court has the jurisdiction to look at the validity, how that second Congress was done? Is you as the court, you now complain that I was excluded. I have not told you that I was excluded. I have not told you that I am pained because I'm excluded. It is an internal affair of a political party. No member of that party has gone to court to say I was excluded, I was an escort of local government. Now, in that second Congress, let me tell you, one thing will shock. It is not true that the whole 12 local government were excluded. We had wards, and each ward has its escorts that vote. Then we have ad hoc delegates from each ward. Out of about 2,600 delegates expected at the repeated Congress, I can tell you, and I want you to go and find out, about 2005 voted. It was only the escorts of 12 local government, only escorts, only officials of 12 local government. So out of 2,600, you have more than 90% compliance. So now are you telling me that, okay, in an election that we have in Nigeria, we have almost over 90,000 registered voters. At the end of it, maybe less than 30 million voted. Then you tell me that because of that election, come on, you tell me that because of that, the election is a nullity?
Okay, Barminas.
That is the fact. That's the fact before the court. Yes, I can hear you, sir.
Barminas, please, could you help us clarify certain things? I know that
yes, sir.
Governor Muftwang wants to go to the Supreme Court.
Yes, sir.
You are probably one of his
Supreme
lawyers.
Court, yes, sir.
Yeah. So on what grounds are you appealing? Are you questioning one, because you kept talking about jurisdiction? Jurisdiction is the fountainhead of the authority.
Yes, jurisdiction.
Of the court. And it
any court.
And it can be raised at any point. Either
at any
before,
time.
after, or during.
Even for the first time.
So are you going to the Supreme Court?
At any time, sir.
To question the jurisdiction of the Court of Appeal in this matter? And two,
are the jurisdiction is the face.
Are you by suggestion saying that the Court of Appeal arrived at its decision in error? Because that's actually what the Court of Appeal was saying about the tribunal before setting aside the ruling of the tribunal. And then I thought I heard you saying that, their lordships lied, that they were lying. Did you suggest that? They were lying with evidence?
No, I did not say their lordship. I say our colleagues have lied to the court. They misled the court.
Oh, okay. Because
there is no any decision given by the lower court. I say they misled. Even the court is misled, yes. The court can reach a judgment or its decision in error. So like you said, sir, number one is issue of jurisdiction. So the question is, we need to ask ourselves, when you say that in the repeat Congress, when you say that 12 local government were excluded, have you now not gone to the validity of the second Congress? Now you're not talking about obedience to court order, because that court order, only one is in 2020. So that repeated Congress we are talking, that's the second Congress, was in 2021. The court, you have not, the Court of Appeal, with due respect, my lords have not told us that, yes, so here is a decision that nullified the Second Congress. Nobody has been able to do that. And after this, leaving this place, please, I want you to call for any document, any judgment that nullified the Second Congress by a regular court. Because it is only a regular court that has the power to entertain issues of Congress. Congress is an internal issue of the party. Then secondly, you need to ask ourselves, do the courts sitting at election tribunal have the jurisdiction to make pronouncement on the validity of the Second Congress without the aspirant themselves complaining? The aspirants themselves, the aspirant in the Second Congress, where are they? Where are these aspirants in the Second Congress? The aspirants, I understand, they may be aggrieved. It is natural for anyone to be aggrieved after losing an election. But the question, did they approach any court? They did not approach any court. So they are not even here before the court to complain that, set this thing aside. Those escorts of the 12 local government you are talking about have not even complained. In fact, I heard some of them saying, after one of the decision was given, they were laughing. They were telling themselves, then look at me, I'm sitting here. I have not gone to complain. Then why will the court now be saying that I was excluded and that my exclusion is tantamount to a breach of my fundamental right? That's the issue here. Okay. And I'm not telling you to take me for what I say. I want you to call for documents. If you can call our brothers,
you've made your point.
Whichever party, you can call us, come up with documents.
Okay, you've made your point known. Definitely you have to go to the higher court for this.
Yes.
I'd like to ask you about the violence that ensued.
Of course.
What happened as regards the violence? What caused the violence?
Violence that ensued
between the supporters of both parties while they were celebrating. What's your side of the story?
Oh, I've not even gotten wind of that story because I think these days I have a lot of matters going through. I've not gotten the story. Sorry, sir.
Okay, thank you so much.
Me, after I leave this place, I will try to call out because I am based here in Abuja. Sorry, sir. I'm here in Abuja. So I practice in Abuja. I do go to Jos regularly, but I practice here in Abuja. Then that issue of structure. Do you have time for issue of structure? If you don't have time, please, if you have, we can call.
Okay, just quickly talk about the structure. Talk about it quickly. Talk about it about a minute. Okay,
quickly. On that issue of the structure, is a structure a requirement is it a ground for election petition? That's the question we need to ask ourselves. Let me give an example quickly. In Anambra, prior to the 2021 election, the State Executive Council was dissolved by the National Working Committee of the PDP. They was dissolved. And a caretaker was put in place. Those that were dissolved went to court, and there were contradictory court orders a day before the ad hoc Congress of PDP. That's the delegates that will eventually vote in the primaries. A day before then, a judgment came from the court sacking the caretaker committee who were set to conduct the ad hoc Congress. So, do you know what National Working Committee of PDP did? The National Working Committee, go and check this fact. I'm telling you, don't take it the way I tell you. National Working Committee of PDP decided to set aside the dissolved Congress that were reinstated by the court. So they asked them, you set aside. At that point in time, there was no any structure at the state level. At the end of the day, it was PDP from the national came forward and they did the Congress using what we call super delegates. That was the first time I heard about the name super delegate. And that was the primary that brought Valentine Ozibo as the candidate of the PDP. The matter went up to Supreme Court. You know what the Supreme Court says? That the PDP is a party, it's an entity. It has the power to conduct its internal affairs. And that issue of structure in the state, let me tell you, the Constitution does not provide for that. The Electoral Act does not provide for that. It is an arrangement of a political party. See, the PDP in Plateau State, the court kept on making reference to the PDP in Plateau State. And I ask you, under company law or under whatsoever, is the PDP in Plateau State a legal entity? Does the PDP in Plateau State has the capacity? You know, a lot of we talk about the sponsorship. If you don't have the power to sponsor, can I say that you don't have you are not eligible to sponsor? But there is only one PDP, only one APC, only one LP, registered by INEC.
Barminas, but the law also sets up procedures that political parties must follow. Even political parties,
which law are we talking about?
The legal personality that they have is governed by law. But we have to go now. We don't have enough time.
Yes.
So thank you very much for joining us.
It's governed by law.
Yes, of course. You can't argue against that.